This is Bob Ross, and welcome to the Joys of Glass Blowing. So this is the pipe warmer, where you lay the pipes so that you can get them ready to gather glass on them. It's a lot like RA training, where you got to prepare yourself so that you're able to gather all the information you need to do the proper things and be a great RA. So this tool that I have in my hand right here is called a blow hose, and you attach it to your pipe so that your partner doesn't have to blow in it for you. Very similar to the tools that we have as RAs, such as the important link, so that you don't have to ask your supervisor to do stuff for you. This right here is what's called a furnace. It sits at 2,000 degrees so that the glass is liquid like honey. It's very hot and uncomfortable to be around, kind of like some situations we deal with in the RA role. What I'm doing here is called marvering. I'm shaping the glass so that I'm able to turn it in to the vessel that I want it to. Kind of like how the experiences we have in this role shape us to be the RAs that we are. This big spoon I have here, don't worry, Mom's not going to beat you with it. I use it so I can shape the glass and make it more bulbous. It sits in water 24/7 just waiting to be used so that it doesn't affect the glass. Kind of like how when we're on duty and we wait for phone calls when we're needed for lockouts or other situations. I finish with the block and I put it in the water. I insert my blowpipe into the glory hole. The glory hole reheats the glass so that you're able to keep shaping it. I finally have enough heat to blow a bubble, that way I can start to make the vessel hollow. After blowing my bubble, I have to reinsert my blowpipe into the glory hole to reheat it. Man, is that hot. Here I'm marvering at an angle so that the glass is brought to the tip of the bubble so that it's thick on the bottom, so when I blow out the piece, it will not crack. Oh man, you caught me at the glory hole again. Gotta reheat. A common thing in glass blowing is your piece is not working out, and sadly that's what happened here. So I brought in a video from professional glass blower Bill Gudenrath, who blows at the Corning Museum of Glass. Here he is showing you what I should have done to elongate my vessel and able to make this Roman bottle. Sadly, this reminds me of my first RA event where it didn't go how I necessarily wanted. I only had a couple residents show up, but you must persevere and keep going. It's times like these where you could really use some encouragement from friends, like your teammates, or in my case, happy little trees.
Maybe stop with blowing the pipe. Why don't you try using the punty?
You know, Bob, glass reminds me of RAs on campus. They have to be resilient to heated situations, must have good time management in order to not crack under pressure, and able to work efficiently to respond to changing environments. Maybe try and take an RA approach this time.
Maybe you should try another piece. That first attempt was about as good as your hairline.
Like you always say, there are no mistakes, just happy little accidents. Now go out there and try again.
You know what? Y'all were right. I think I just needed a little break. Maybe I will try and use that punny. Well, I took the advice from my happy little tree friends, and I grabbed the punny and took my gather of glass and flattened it on the marver. I then walked to go reheat it so I can begin shaping my new piece. As you see right now, it's just kind of a little disc. So as I sit down, I go grab my tweezers so I can begin to make small impressions to begin the petals. Kind of like when we first meet our residents and we make little impressions on remembering their name, where they're from, what they like to do. And once you gain this kind of trust, you're able to pull and push the residents become better versions of themselves, like I'm doing with this flower here. I'm pulling it to form the petals, and the pulling forms a stem. And that stem allows the flower to stand on its own. Kind of like as RAs, we push our residents to be able to stand up for themselves and figure out what they want in life. As you see here, I'm bending it to the shape that I want, and now I'm taking it over to the table to tap off. It's kind of like at the end of the year, when we're checking out our residents and we have to let them go. It's sad, but everybody has to grow. Now I knock it off the pipe, and I'm grabbing my tweezers to put it in to the annealer. The annealer holds the glass and cools it till it is ready to come out. And it's kind of like our dorms. They hold our residents until they're ready to go out into the world.